How would you define sustainability?
Thinking about the environment in a really holistic way that includes all beings and making sure that we're not just thinking about this generation.
I think it's synonymous to autonomy, continuity, and like effectiveness. And it has to be continuous and effective autonomy without being so dependent on other things. That's what I think of when I think of a sustainable solution, not in an environmental sense specifically, but anything.
Not being as wasteful. It's trying to cut down on polluting and consuming less and being more careful about what we put out into the environment.
To me, sustainability means exploiting resources at a rate slow enough so that they will last a really long time.
Sustainability is really about waking up every day and through my choices, my action, creating a world that will sustain me or go over my own life, and my kids and grandkids can have a healthy place to stay.
Real knowing comes from my own direct experience. Comes from just feeling how good it feels to actually care for things as opposed to just pillage and destroy.
My parents or most Chinese people realize this kind of things because of the pollution in China. Years ago, we didn't realize that that's the pollution. The pollution here, we just think, oh, it's a fog. We treat it as a fog. Oh, yes, why the sky is so look green? It's not a blue one.
Growing up in the culture that you did, what is the difference you noticed between your perspective on sustainability and Western society's view on it?
The main difference between kind of Western and Indigenous frameworks is that concept of ownership and the absence of values attached to the importance of making sure that the land and other resources are there for our children and for our children's children and their children.
In former Soviet republics, there's no such thing really as a middle class. You are either rich or you're very poor. And we were not rich. And most people in Ukraine and Russia are actually in the same predicament. And I strongly believe that certain aspects of being poor and being frugal and not wasting things simply because it would cost too much will overlap with sustainability.
In one way, the North American culture is really pushing to be more sustainable. At the same time, though, we have a huge issue of being over consumers. You and I have a phone, right? And it's probably functional for several years, but when the next edition comes out, you're like, oh my God, I want that because it has a better camera, when the one you have in your hand is perfectly, it still makes phone calls, text messages, Wi-Fi, everything, but you want more.
If you want to recycle, in the West you have options. Here you have to create your options if you do want to do that.
What would be your message to the viewers about sustainability?
When people are getting together, creating amazing things with technology and their own innovativeness, using ancient technologies, ancient wisdom, and that's when a lot of good things are happening. People are saying, it's like, we can't wait for that demigod or that politician or some Gandhi-like character to come and save us. That's not going to happen. We are the change we're looking for. We can get together and create something amazing.